Hi guys, welcome back to Recap Clause. My name is Smith Yahan. Today I am here with another exciting thriller movie released in the year 2001, movie called Pearl Harbor. Hope you will love it. Two kids are playing in a plane as the story, the name of one of them, while the other is a close buddy of his. Both of them are playing games where they believe they are in the First World War and are killing Germans. The father of Rafe's friend then arrives with his aircraft, and after he departs, they both go and sit on that aircraft. The plane then inadvertently starts to fly in the game and stops while traveling a distance. When Rafe's friend's father sees this, he arrives and begins abusing his child. Rafe then strikes his father in an effort to defend his friend, calling him extremely wicked and like the Germans. His father responds, "No, I'm not German, but I did fight the Germans in the First War." Millions of lives were lost, and it was a terrible scene. They then proceed to depart after saying this. The friend of Rafe says, "You are my very dear friend, and you always look out for me." As time passes, we arrive at 1941, the year the Second World War officially began. German forces had invaded Europe. However, America had not yet joined this conflict. Rafe and his companion are now adults who work as Air Force pilots. Rafe receives a call from his major informing him that you have been selected by the British to join the Air Force. Now that you have a choice, you can go if you so want. However, I am aware that if not now, then tomorrow we will also need to enter this conflict, for which I will require a large number of pilots. It's my responsibility. I have the right to stop you, but I've given you the option to leave if you so choose. On which Rafe asks, "Sir, what would you do if you were in my position?" Major claims that I would have left for Britain if I had been present. Rafe is currently getting ready to leave as well. In reality, the German leader had consistently targeted and undermined Europe. The British are asking American pilots for assistance since he has seized control of Europe. Now, Rafe's pal is quite distressed when he learns that Rafe is going to fight a war for Britain. Because he is aware that Colin is not in danger if he joins that conflict. Then, upon witnessing his rage, Rafe declares, "I shall be 25 very soon. Then these guys will only hire me as a flying instructor, but I want to join the military and serve in the Air Force. Please try to comprehend why I need to leave, my friend, as I go." Rafe then undergoes a medical examination prior to leaving for the war, in which the entire body is examined to determine whether there are any issues. Along with other examinations, the eyes are tested in this. Rafe's issue was that he was having trouble reading. Additionally, there is a nurse there by the name of Evelyn who will examine his eyes. She is aware that he struggles with reading. She claims that we require an extremely keen eye, but since you have this issue, I can't pass you. Rafe claims, "I merely have a reading difficulty. Aside from that, I can also aim at a running rabbit because of how good my eyesight is." She approves him for the medical test after observing his zeal. Rafe had a natural affinity for Evelyn from the moment they met. After informing her of this, they begin to get along and spend a lot of time together. Here, Rafe informs her that I shall fight for Britain in the war that is about to begin tomorrow. When she learns this, Evelyn is shocked because she had no idea he was going to war before. "How can he compel you to engage in combat with him?" Evelyn asks. In which Rafe claims that he is acting on his own free choice and is not being coerced. "I can pause if I choose, but I want to continue. Throughout my entire life, I had been impatiently awaiting this time. I want to fight, and I want to join the military." He then goes to war after that. The American president now asks how long we should continue acting out this drama. Continue to make it appear as though the second conflict is not underway. The rest of the team disagrees with my desire for us to take part in this conflict and aid our neighbors. They inform him that while we are producing refrigerators, the adversary is producing armaments like tanks and explosives. Because we haven't started making war preparations yet, we are unable to support our neighbors or engage in hostilities. Because America has stopped providing them with energy, Japan is concerned about America at the moment. Because they only have enough oil to last them for the next 18 months, Japan needs oil. The leader of Japan claims that the time has arrived for an attack on America, which will happen suddenly. We'll assault their navy, blow out their air force, and level the entire Pearl Harbor named region. When Rafe is flying his plane throughout the conflict, he also downs numerous enemy aircraft. He continues to write letters, separated by a great distance. Additionally, Rafe warns him that there is risk at every turn. The 2 pilots I had lunch with the day before yesterday are no longer with us today, they were martyred. Now the threat is mounting on Rafe's head. When he heads to combat, the adversary also fires numerous bullets at his plane, causing it to catch fire and begin destroying. The aircraft crashes into the water after being destroyed. Because of it, everyone believes that Rafe is deceased. A buddy of Rafe goes to Evelyn to tell her this information. Because Rafe urged his pal to go tell Evelyn about this before he left in case something happened to me. His friend looks after him and is there for him at that trying moment. Evelyn loses it and begins to sob in agony as she learns of his passing. But over time, she begins to remove his memories. Because his friends had advised him to forget the past and move on. Rafe's friend also likes her and tries to get close to her at the same time. They are now fairly near to one another because Evelyn had to advance as well. They eventually grow to enjoy one another. Japan is getting ready to attack Pearl Harbor, which is America. He gathers all the information about Pearl Harbor, including the photos, so that they can find where the plane is in the ocean. He delivers the wrong messages in an effort to confuse and divert America. Now that they were in the American meeting, they were aware that Japan was acting. However, they are unaware that they have also made preparations to assault Pearl Harbor. Rafe then appears in front of Evelyn one night. Yes, Rafe, without a certain, as he was still alive and not in a state of death. When Evelyn sees him, she is shocked and moved to tears. She tells him, "I believed you were dead after hearing such news." Rafe responds, "Yes, sure," citing the fact that I was saved by a fishing plane after my plane crashed into the water. He transported me to his nation after rescuing me there. From there, I was unable to reach you, although I constantly missed you. I've been wanting to meet you, and this is the day that I'm here. Evelyn now informs him that the fact that he and his companion are together suggests that they enjoy one another. Rafe is deeply saddened by this knowledge. When his companion eventually arrives, Rafe remains silent. He becomes enraged and departs after that. Rafe's friend was celebrating his return at night when Rafe's friend arrived. They are fighting because Rafe believed his friend had betrayed him. His companion tries to explain to him and persuade him that no one is at fault in this. We split up after we learned of your passing, and throughout that trying time, they became close. Rafe wasn't prepared to pay attention to him. He believed that his acquaintance had committed an improper act behind his back. Now that they are both enraged, they begin to fight. Once their anger has subsided for a bit, they sit down and chat. "Don't worry," says Rafe's pal, "everything will be alright." In response, he states, "I don't think anything is going to work out between us anymore." Both pass out in that beard after saying this. America was informed by several messages that Japan would attack us. They are uncertain of their attack location. The morning attack by Japan was intended to destroy the fleet of ships in American Pearl Harbor. They'll make America learn a lesson. They transport their aircraft there by flying them over the mountains. They launch an assault on Pearl Harbor. Because of the size of the strike, Japan completely destroys America's Pearl Harbor. Rafe and his friend arrive at their jet out that I must have a reliable fighting partner. So please help me and fight beside me. After that, they form a team and begin assaulting Japanese ships, although at this point, Japan had 350 planes in total. They were ruling over them because of this. Now that Rafe's plane is being followed by Japanese aircraft, their crew manages to shoot down 29 of them. Now, Japan won't notice much of a difference, but America will be greatly impacted. Because a great deal of their property was destroyed and a great number of people died. Everyone is surprised as a result. The American president is currently speaking to the populace. Despite the fact that we have been pretending to have excellent relations with Japan for a very long time, none exist. Inside, there were rivalries taking place. Because of this, the moment has come for us to start another war, and I have declared war on Japan. Rafe and his companion were dispatched by the colonel on a covert mission against Japan. But before they get there, Evelyn approaches Rafe and informs him that my friend and I got married. I haven't told him yet, but I'm going to be a mother. I considered sticking with you, but look how things have become. When everything is considered, Rafe pardons both of them and prevents his friend from joining the military. I don't want Evelyn to lose her love again because she previously experienced it. Rafe is aware that the mission he is undertaking cannot be completed. Rafe's friend informs him that he used to be protected and cared for by him, but not any longer. Don't do this today, we're going on that mission together. There were other pilots present in addition to them. They are informed that they have a mission where they must all attack Tokyo, which is located in the very center of Japan. We shall be taken a little distance from Tokyo by our navy on this extremely challenging operation. Once that day of their mission arrives, we will fly over and assault. They'll exact revenge for the Pearl Harbor attack. The captain is informed by Rafe that Japan attacked us with 350 planes, while we are just using 16 planes to attack. What difference could our puny attack possibly make to them? The captain responds that although they had used hammers to assault us, if our tiny attack is effective, they will have lost. Then Japan will just be pricked by a thorn. Yes, keep in mind that only those who believe in something succeed. We will convince America to believe in this victory. They are just about to invade Japan right now. However, numerous Japanese ships arrived to the location where their ships were and where they had to fly their planes. Now, if they take off from here, they will assault Japan, but they will run out of fuel before they can reach China. Actually, they want to do something along these lines. That they will fly into China to attack Japan. But if they take off from here, they will run out of gasoline before they get to China. Other from this, they lack any other options. And last, these individuals fly to Japan with their 16 aircraft. As soon as they arrive, they begin bombing Tokyo in accordance with their plan. They were able to carry out their plan in this fashion, but it was now impossible for them to get to China. They were concerned that their fuel might run out. But after seeing the land, they managed to fly there. The Japanese are present, and Rafe and his pals' planes are destroyed as they land. They are traveling with Rafe's friends. Between them, there was a hail of gunshots. Although they kill a lot of Japanese, Rafe's friend is hurt because they shoot bullets. Rafe enfolds him in his arms and announces that he will become a parent. Although he is glad to hear this, he is aware that he will not be able to survive. In Rafe's arms, he is in such poor shape that he is counting his final breaths. Then he tells him, "Rafe, my good friend, that child is now yours." He says this, and as a result, he dies a martyr's death for his nation. Before today, America was unaware of the intensity associated with triumph. Yet now that it's over, they begin to feel victorious. All of the warriors then demand the return of their native America. When Rafe's acquaintance learns of her husband's passing, she is devastated and breaks down in tears. Even if we tried, there are some things we can't stop, and death is one of them. Because they did something that no one else could have done for their country, America, all of these troops are held in the highest regard. Following this, Rafe and Evelyn are hitched. Additionally, they had a youngster who was Rafe's companion. Rafe picks up the youngster on the plane where he once traveled with a friend as a child and inadvertently began to walk. Their lives also continue in the same way. Japan launched the war by attacking Pearl Harbor. To avenge this, America first dropped bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, which ultimately led to the end of the war. About 350,000 people were killed in this onslaught. As a result, Japan recognized its error and established peace with America. The movie closes with this. If you love the video, please hit the like button and do not forget to subscribe the channel.